Day 20. It's not too terribly cold out. It's nothing like yesterday. There's no wind. I can see my breath a little bit, but nothing major. The big problem is I'm out of water. Oh, yeah. So we loaded up, we cameled up yesterday, and then we took a few wrong turns, and that burned up a lot of water. It did, man. There was some severe uphills. So I have 3/4 of a liter, we'll call it, to last me for 15 miles. Ooh, yeah. Something will come up. It always does, man. I ain't too worried about it, but according to Jandals, there's nothing. He's like, nah, nothing in gut hooks, nothing, but it's like, dude, come on. You know I ain't worried about it. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. So, I'm going to turn my water into coffee. And that's that noise you hear next to me. Yeah, way more important than water, man. Man cannot live without coffee. So, yeah, that's I guess my only goal for today is make it there. I want to make it like 25 or 30 again today. But that kind of kicked my butt yesterday, so we'll see if I have it in me, man. I think it's mostly just lack of good food in me. I'm just real lethargic, man. It's hard for me to get a good pace, keep it going. I'm just weak. So I'm going to fix that next time I get a chance, but food is far away, and these towns aren't real towns, man. So far, everything we've gone into, the best it could be described as is a shithole off the side of the freeway that you blink and you pass when you're driving to a real city. I mean, I guess Silver City wasn't bad, but, that was the best we've had. So, yeah, I'm hoping, I don't have a whole lot of hopes for Pie Town. Who the fuck's ever heard of Pie Town? That doesn't sound like a real town where you can get shit, but I'm hopeful. Let's go. Okay, and I'm off, trying to find the trail. I remember it was off in this direction somewhere. It's about 5:20 right now or so. I got a little bit of a late start for me, but I'm not setting my alarm. I'm just sleeping until I wake up. Figure my body needs to heal. There's a road. And I believe this bad boy leads right to the trail. So, I was hoping to get an earlier start just for the water issue. But, it is what it is. I just always accept things in stride. There is a lookout in 3 miles. I got a decent bit of climbing to do. And then the later half of the 15-mile stretch is downhill, so that's convenient. But I'm hoping to get to that lookout just in time for sunrise. How nice would that be? So, about a mile in, and the blazes are reflective. Yay. That's only the second one I've gotten a mile, while there have been 16 trees cut. They cut that big eye shape into, but 2 blazes. And people tell me, oh, those are the old markers. Why do they have to go and cut them out, man? Just leave them there. Just leave them there. It's that easy. Because then these trails would be marked. Because by this point in the trail, we've already passed like 3,000 or 4,000 trees that they've cut into. But, about 300 blazes. And about 20 of them lead you in the wrong direction. That is super fresh. Super fresh. There's still a little steam coming off of it. Somebody's around here. I don't feel like anybody's watching me, so I'm cool. Trust my gut, man. Hey, 3rd blaze. Yay, still on trail. Ow! I just had a stick jam me in the kneecap. Ow! Stupid sticks. I knew it was cold, but I wasn't expecting to find snow on the trail. Well, ice. Crazy. Hope there's not a whole lot of this in my immediate future, because I did not bring any spikes with me. They'll be sent to me at the end of New Mexico, because I figured I needed them for the San Juans. But that's an interesting development. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm missing a pretty decent sunrise. I see pinks and stuff going on. Real sunrise is happening behind this hill up here. which I don't know if I'll make it to the top before sunrise hits, but you know what, I'm not really in a hurry. I'm low on water, which means I can't eat a lot to get the energy I need, because it takes water to digest your food. So I'm gonna hold off on everything, man. I'm taking tiny little sips. 3/4 of a liter is not enough to get you 15 miles, man. So, I'm gonna ration as much as I can. A little spritz here and there just to keep my throat a little moist. And then once I hit the downhill, I'll start eating a little bit to give myself some energy. Drink a little bit more, and I should be fine. Something will happen. Always does. Okay, so sunrise is about to happen. Doesn't look like I really missed anything. I mean, a little pink's off in the distance, but where sunrise is happening, it's just that boring, peachy color. But the breach of the sun signals new problems, Now I got to worry about dehydration. I mean, I always had to worry about that, but, it gets real when the sun's beating on you. But you know what? I'd take a sunny day. I would. It was nice not being freezing all day yesterday, to be able to take off my puffies and hike. What? The majority of this trail has been damn cold, man. I mean, by my Arizona boy standards. She is definitely a chilly one. Okay, so it looks like we go through the deformed barbed wire fence. Whole lot of fence hopping in this game. They say it's a horse trail. Wonder what these beams are all about. Well, yeah, trail clearly goes through there. It's just this shit in my way. It is gorgeous out this morning. There's a lot of depth inside these mountains, man. Just layers and layers. You forget how high up you are until you come across something where you can actually see down. Because normally, when you look left and right, it looks kind of like this. So it's hard to tell how high you are until you can look out. Good start to the day, man. I'm in a good mood already. Screw that not having water. Who cares about water anyway? So I actually passed up their scenic overlook like a half mile ago, but it was facing the wrong direction for a sunrise, so what's the point? Or a sunset for that matter. It appears the black spot is still on my screen. Lame. It looks like it's moving though, so I don't know. Maybe it'll work itself out, but it is rather annoying that every time I'm filming something or taking a picture, I can see that big black smudge on there. And yeah, if I really wanted to, I'd go back in some sort of program and, rub that thing and blend it with the sky, make it blue. I ain't doing that. Definitely ain't doing that. So I just hope it fixes itself. Maybe there's like a software update waiting for me in town or something. Or do I have to call Google and cry to them? And they're not going to care. They're like, yeah, I know you guys, you spend a lot of money on these phones, but, you have to buy the warranty as well. And the extended warranty, and that doesn't cover black smudges on the screen. Yeah, that kind of crap. So it sucks dealing with companies, man. They're always just out to screw you and make a profit. And I know that's the whole point of a company, is to screw you and make a profit, but, they don't have to, Money's only imaginary anyway, man. Like 6 or 8 elk, all female. Stressing them out, but unfortunately the trail heads this way. Sorry, ladies. So far, so good. 5 miles in, I only got 10 to go till water. I still have about a half a liter or so. Not rationing it real well. Love to stop for a second coffee, but that's not going to happen. Unless I find some water along the way, which, hell, I probably will. I mean, we all know my luck. Okay, but I have one more climb ahead of me. But it's only like 500 feet, and after that it's downhill mostly for the next 10 miles, so I got no worries at all, man. It's a beautiful day, and I'm just going to enjoy it. Hoping to find signal around here, because I haven't been able to tell anybody I'm alive in like, a week. I'm probably behind on YouTube videos. I don't even know when my last one released. I am set to auto-release every 2 days, but don't remember how many I got out, you know, not many. My phone is filled with crap that I need to get out. That's because somebody talks too much. It's you, not me. Oh, I need a break. This looks like a great place for a safety meeting, but since I'm dry, I'm just going to have to, remember safety meetings of yore. But now my hands are dry monsters that are cracking open, starting to bleed. Like every joint, like that one. Ow. That one. The ends of my fingers are splitting open too. Rawr. But it is a gross mess. There we go. Every bendy point, ouch, is just breaking open. The tips of my fingers, like right there in that, I'm just splitting open on both hands. Some of them bleed, some of them don't, but they are all pretty damn painful, especially that stupid thumb. Oh, it's got a big one there, big one on the end. Come across kiosk thing. I am here. Nothing interesting. Trail doesn't even go through that way. It's deceptive because you think you'd want to go through there, but it's obviously over here. And you can see where they axed the hell out of this tree right here. Just to let you know. Oh, and I see Monster ahead. Breaking down his camp. See, that guy said he was only doing 20s. But, yeah, yesterday I ran into him. And, midday. And I said I was going to try to do 30s. Like, nah, I only like to do 20s. But we did 25 yesterday. And here he is 5 miles ahead. So it looked like he's doing 30s. What's he saying doing? Most people, turn the other way around. They're doing 20s. They're like, oh, yeah, we do like 30s every day. Not this guy. He goes the other way around. He's a cool German cat, though, man. I dig Germans. Get along with them rather well. Oh, I said good morning, but he didn't even look over, so he's got his headphones in. So I could probably totally sneak up on him and scare the shit out of him. Let's see. Oh, he hasn't looked over this way. I don't see headphones in. I was going to sneak up on you. Yeah, so he saw me last second. That takes the fun out of the raw I'm a bear thing. But he gave me some protein. Nice, so I'll have that for lunch. Get a little bit of my strength back, because this is one of the heavy ones, man. This is a big container. I need it. I lost the trail again. Oh, I'll try in here somewhere. There's some elks with decent racks. What's up, guys? How you doing today? Nice beards you got going on. Those are good neck beards. Oh, gotta startle you a little bit. I didn't realize elk had such neck beards going on. That is a pretty big footprint. I can't tell if it's a dog or a cat. Still looking for more. But it's over the tops of the two footprints I see on the trail at this point are that one right there. Actually, that's a combination of both of them, funny enough. But it's Baywatch and Darien. But whatever large pod creature was walking after them, cat or dog, it happened between them being here and me. I don't know how far they are ahead of me. Their alternate was way easier and way shorter. So, I'd have to assume they're coming into Pie Town right now. But who knows? Maybe they got eaten by it. Doubt it. I can see little patches of snow kind of all over the place. The white really sticks out through there. Didn't quite expect it, that was a few days ago. And, well, I guess it hasn't been warm since then, but, or sunny. Okay, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. Without heat nor sun, I'd expect this stuff to melt. So curious what the San Juans look like. Nothing but fear-mongering going on. Avalanches. More snow than any human's ever seen, ever. Everybody's going to cut around it. That's pretty much how it's going to work. And I'm going to walk through it, and it's going to be fun. Kind of like the heel alternate. Everybody punked out. You know, first, when you first get there, tons of footprints. There's a trail to follow, whatnot. As soon as the first bailout comes where you can jump on that high route and go around the whole thing, that's what everybody does. By the end, there was one set of shoe prints in front of us, and I think they belonged to Storm Dasher, the guy we met on the way into Silvertown. But I'm pretty sure he's the only one that went through before us. Well, as far as footprints show. Everybody else just punked. Missed out, man. They're trying to tell us. Like Monster was like, he's like, oh man, it's beautiful. There was trees and grass, on his. I'm like, trees and grass, huh? You have no idea the splendor and beauty you passed up. But he says he doesn't like to get his boots wet. So, there's that. I mean, nobody really wants to get their shoes wet, but totally worth it for what we got to see and do. That makes it even cooler that, there was a forest fire and snow or ice or whatever the hell you want to call it. Just adds to the adventure. It sucks even worse than having no traction on your shoes because all your tread fell off because Hoka sucks, is angular ice that leads down. Oh yeah, you can't tell down on camera's perspective. But yeah, and it was only like 7 steps, but had I slipped on any one of them, yeah, I might not be dead, but I'd be broken up pretty good. I had this problem on the PCT at one point too. That's what made me change the shoes out I was wearing. They were doing well, but they just didn't have much tread, and I came to this one icy patch that's maybe 100 yards long and at a nice angle. And if you get a sliding, you don't stop. And there's tons of rocks at the bottom to crush you to death. Or to break yourself upon, actually. They're not going to crush you to death. You're going to crush them. So, yeah, that scared the hell out of me. My arms were sore for days for stabbing my sticks in so deep and holding on to them so tight. Scared. But, then I got new shoes with traction, and it was all fine. So, I wanted to order shoes in the last town, but the last town wasn't a town, so wasn't able to do that. So I'm hoping Pie Town has the word town in it, is more of a town, maybe with cellular service or something fancy like that. So I can get some stuff up to the YouTubes, of course. And so I can order some shoes, man. Need them in a bad way. Hoka 1-1 does. What was the 1-1 stand for? Put them together 11, and that's how many miles they hold up for? Because mine started falling apart, I think, on mile 6. Mile 6, I lost my first piece of tread. Doesn't bode real well for you. I'm going to try a different kind next time. Everybody says, get speed goats, try those out. So, yeah, I'll try those out next time. And if they fail, I'm just going to be a Hoka hater. Thought I found my shoe, but maybe I didn't. Okay, so I've gone like 8 miles already today. That's not bad. It's barely 9 o'clock. I'm not pushing it by any means. I'm starting to eat that tuna. I couldn't wait, man. I'm just so weak. But there's, how much protein? 42 grams of protein in here. I should be okay for a little bit after I get it in me. It's stopping problems eating. Not making this whole thing easy, is it? Actually, everything's falling apart on me. I can't even hold my camera comfortably anymore because my hands are so cracked up that all the pressure points where I hold the camera all hurt, man. So when I first put the camera in my hand and extend it out, I go, oh! And then I hit record. So it's all downhill to the well. 6.8 according to the map, because yes, I'm looking at the map. When there's water concerns, I should look at it a little more often. That would have stopped me from getting lost right before Silver City. Because I knew it was 2 miles to water, but I followed the blazes, and it led me farther away from the water. So I definitely keep track when I'm running low on water. And judging that, man, I still got this much left for 7 miles, or 6.8, that's not bad, I guess. It could be worse. It's not like I'm going to die, It's a chilly day. I'm still wearing a puffy, so. Let's try to get this bad boy in me and put on some miles, man. I want to take a nap by the water. And so Monster just passed me by. Thanked him again for that too. And he was like, you ate it all already? Ooh, gross, for breakfast? And I was like, evidently my body needed to do because I scarfed it. I ate like I normally eat, not a whole lot of breathing in between, just shoveling. I feel better already. So I'm going to let it settle in me for a little while.
It's 6.8 miles downhill to water, so I'm not worried about that at all. And I bet there's something turns up before then, but I'm not gonna stress about it either way, because that's not how I'm built, man. I'm gonna sit here and just enjoy my day for a bit, let it settle, digest a little bit, start repairing some of the muscles I've been damaging, because I've been beating myself up, man. It's hard to build muscle when you just got. I know vegans do it all the time, and they're like, "Oh, you don't need meat," but yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, you can do your vegan ways, and I like vegetables. I do. I like them a lot. I eat them all the time, but I prefer to have them with some meat. More than likely, every mountain you see in my way shall be behind me before the sun sets, because none of them look really that far off. Maybe those two tiny peaks over there, I'll be beyond those as well. I'm going to do my best to do a 30. Came close yesterday if Jandals and I didn't get lost, and so much uphill with that loss. It's one thing going a mile off trail and just walking back, but when you walked a mile downhill, and then you got to go all the way back up and then miss the trail again. He was beating himself up over it, but I was like, dude, no big deal. But he was mostly pissed that he led me off course. He's like, it's one thing to get myself lost, but I got you lost too. I'm like, dude, it was only a mile. Normally when I get lost, it's several miles, so, don't sweat it. Not that I didn't still make fun of him here and there, but, that's kind of how you do. But yeah, I'll be well beyond anything I can see today. It's like the people that put up these signs are complete fucking idiots. Okay, so first they put up that one, and then they don't like it, so they come back and they aggressively rip it out. Then they bolt this one to the tree, and realize, like this is done to both sides. So they bolt this one to the tree. Oh yeah, putting a bolt in the tree is real good, and the sign's made of wood, idiots. And then they come back and, beat a CDT one into it. But do these people realize what bark does for a tree? Oh man, it's pretty much the same thing as if I scraped off a huge piece of your skin all the way down to the muscle. Let shit in, man. You're going to get an infection. You're probably going to die. Quite like how a lot of these trees that they cut into are already dead. Or dying. But they're like, nah, it's a good idea to, we put up signs that we don't like, so let's go aggressively hatchet them out. Thousands and thousands of them. And I start nailing other shit to the tree. Why not? I mean, that tree was totally asking for it for just standing there. Well, I noticed there's no footprints on the ground. I was like, uh-oh. So I checked, and yeah, I'm about a half mile off trail. So I'm going to sit down and contemplate that. See, lucky for me, I'm not one of them people that stresses out over stuff. Sure, I had like 7 miles to do with almost no water. Mustache hair. And now I'm gone a mile round trip that I didn't need to. So let's say it's 8 miles without water, doesn't stress me out, man. Something always happens, always figure something out. I'm not easy to kill. I've been surviving every single day of my whole life. Yep, contemplate that. My biggest stress right now is I've been out of tobacco all day. I totally weaned myself down, which is really nice. I bought a little pouch at the last place. Those pouches normally last me maybe 3 days if I stretch it. And it's been like a week, so that's not bad. Definitely weaned down. But, it's a powerful addiction. It's got me. So it would be nice to sit down and just smoke a cigarette and be like, don't worry about it. But, oh, man. Did a wardrobe change, but I might have to do another one. It's fluctuating. Or maybe I am stressed out on the inside. That's making me sweat a little bit. Nah. It'll all work out. It's only a half mile. I'm not the only one. That's Baywatch's footprint. He went the wrong way, too. I wonder how far he went down before he realized. Alright, because I was curious why it took me so long. It was like a half mile and I didn't notice there wasn't footprints. But there was. It's just other lost hikers. So I only went maybe 100 yards past where I was seeing footprints and it clicked. So there's at least that. Hell, I walk off trail way farther than this. Half mile. Sure, it's slightly uphill, but it's only slightly. Now that I'm back on trail, I'm trying to figure where I went wrong, but I don't see anything that leads off. Oh, there's a little trail over here. Okay, so I was supposed to follow this little guy. Can you see the trail? Yeah, not really. But that's what I was supposed to notice. and take the turn. No wonder we all missed it. And now that there's more footprints leading in the wrong direction, more people will fall for it. I love you, CDT. So far, CDT is still better than PCT any day of the week. I'm still partial to the AT, but you know how I'm only within the first, I don't know, I feel like 250 miles into this. So, she has plenty of time to just get better and better. Hokas are still steadily falling apart, obvious. This one isn't just the glue though, the whole backside's coming off. Awesome, great job, Hoka. I'm assuming made in China, but everything in America is made in China except me. But yeah, good job. I mean, they were free shoes, and I thank the people that bought them for me. But Hoka, you have a crappy shoe, man. I gotta say, who glues the bottoms on? That's a dumb idea. I couldn't figure out how to work this gate, and you'd think you just pull this lever back and it gets all that, but it's all jammed. Oh, there's a lock right there. Okay. See, I was fudging with it from the other side. I was like, screw it. There's shoe prints on all the rungs. So I was like, screw it. We'll just climb it. But now I know there's a little locking mechanism. Things you notice from the other side, huh? So I'm down to 2 miles to the water source. Had I not gotten lost today and yesterday, I'd already be past there. Those are the things you think about. I still have a couple swallows of water left. I have a rule where I'm not allowed to polish off my water until I have eye contact with water. Not just like a tank, because the tank could be empty, and I'd rather have a few drops left than have just drank my last few drops. So, my mouth's a little dry right now. I would not mind some water. But, I got a good 2 swallows left in this jug, so I think I'll make it. I'm just using it to wet the whistle. There's a lot of dust out here. And then when I get there, I'm going to chug the hell out of it. I hear there's goldfish inside this one. Goldfish help keep stuff clean. I mean, sure, I'm drinking a little bit of goldfish poop and pee, but, I don't mind that at all. At least they're eating the bugs and stuff in there. Looks like a little bit of a road walk with how straight it is. Like, the trail goes and then just takes an immediately 90-degree turn to your right and goes straight as an arrow. So I have to assume that's a road. I'm just going to make sure I look for footprints a little more often now. Till after the water, and then I get lost again. But before water, I can't afford to get lost anymore. Then it might get a little dire. Okay, first blaze in a good 8-10 miles. But this is how they tricked me up. There's one here, right? So you're walking along this path, and you're like, la, 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 I'm on the CDT, la, la, la. Ooh, a dirt road, what should I do? Oh, there's another blaze up ahead, right? I should totally follow it. But I don't think I should. According to the map, I need to go down this dirt road. I'm going to follow CDT, and I'm going to check my map again. No, I'm not. I know what I'm talking about. I'm going down this stupid dirt road. I'll check my map again, just be on the safe side. But I believe that way leads me around the water. This way leads me to the water. This is where the CDT was telling me to go. Let's find out. I'll check my maps. Yep, I was right. And it's that kind of shit that pisses me off, man. I don't check my gut hooks every 5 minutes. I'm not like, oh no, look, there's a gravel road. Should I check gut hooks? No, there's a frickin' CDT sign up ahead. Of course you'd follow it. But no. Just like with the last one, if you follow it, there is no water in that direction. You have to walk all the way around and then backtrack another mile to get your damn water. Who puts these things up? All right, so, man, I've been thinking about it a lot, man. I think I'm coming back here, not hiking this thing again, but I'm going to come back here with a hammer and a crowbar and just take a bunch of these things down. I mean, why the hell are they just randomly putting them up all over the place? Take them all down and I'll mail them back to CDT headquarters with a little note that says, do it right. I'm curious if this trail runs by their headquarters, if the CDT even has a headquarters. Like we run by the AT one, we hit that about the halfway mark. Because I would like to yell at these people in person to explain to them just how stupid they are. When a high school dropout's telling you you're stupid, you're probably pretty damn stupid. I mean, who the fuck goes around just blazing random things that lead people away from water? God damn it! Fuck! After like long ass water hauls too, you've gone like 20 fucking miles and then they lead you off course on the last few miles. Man, if I'd have fallen for that again, I'd really be pissed right now. I'm a little irked as it is, but I'd be pissed. So I'm really hoping we go by there so I can rather loudly and in a deep voice tell them how much they fucking suck for almost killing me. Ugh. And there's the water tank. And not a moment too soon, huh? Ooh. Okay, can't drink this until I look inside, though. I mean, there's water in there. It's been reported, but I'm not taking my chances. Not that this much water will get me much farther, but it'll get me to somebody's house. Because I saw one back there about 2 miles. And there's a little school bus. What? Huh, didn't expect to see a school bus out here. But there was somebody's house a couple miles back, man. If there's no water at this, I'm going back to their place. Yeah, I can see the goldfish swimming in it. Problem is I can't get anywhere near it. That's, I don't know, 4 feet down. My arms aren't that long. But there definitely are little goldfish in there. Nice green and murky. I just got to figure out how to get to it, man. Wrap my legs around that pole and hang off the edge. But this edge is thin, man. That'll cut into me. Oh, there's got to be access somehow. Yeah, this thing with the bugs in it. Yep, this is my water source. Nice green algae growing in there. It tells you it's good. This is where all the cows drink from. So, yeah, a little bit of cow spit and snot. If you ever watched a cow drink, stuff just constantly drips out of their face. So, yeah. Yummy, yummy. I can see there's a black pipe coming out that fills this thing up in a junction box, but I'm not going around playing with other people's stuff. But you know right when I'm done filtering that crap, that thing's going to turn on and water's going to start coming out of it. Just know it. But I'm drinking anyway. Hey, that's only half of a school bus. It has... Yeah. Wonder where the other half went, huh? Real curious to go check it out, but, you know, I'd have to hop 2 or 3 barbed wire fences. Not worth it. Well, those water striders are pretty cool looking up close. Got some decent pictures of them. Yeah, it's not like they can run anywhere, so they have to just cooperate. How do they get in here in the first place, though? Do they fly? They must. But if you fly, why do you just walk around on water? I don't know. What are they eating anyway? I find it odd that Jandals hasn't caught me yet. 15 miles in, it's 1 o'clock. He'd normally caught me by now. And I got lost. Well, you know, only a mile round trip, but still. It makes me think he would have caught up with me by now. I wonder if he got turned around on any of those as well. I'm going to mosey up the road. He's faster than me. He'll catch me. We're jumping on the... It converges again. We got alternates and whatnot. So I'm taking the Pie Town alternate. There's 2 ways to Pie Town, but one of them has a new hostel or hiker-friendly joint that just opened up. They, for some reason, like hikers. Go figure. But they have a farm that they said we can, you know, stay at, and they have a stocked fridge full of their own, what was it, grass-fed beef, I want to say? Yeah. And, you know, I got a little tuna in me, so, you know, I got my 29 grams of protein going on. I am feeling pretty okay, but, you know, I don't feel strong. So I want to sit somewhere, eat for a while, and, you know, just sit on my butt and eat for a while. That's what I want to do. And then walk to Pie Town and sit there and eat again. You know, we'll call that recuperation. In looking at the Pie Town alt, of course there's no water. There are a few small murky ponds, first one being in another 17 miles. So that means I'm going to camel up as much as I can because I just peed and it was gold, man. Or fuck, it was beyond gold. It's, yeah, I'm dehydrated. So I've already gotten 1.5 liters in me. I'm going to try to pound the rest of that one, get 2 liters in me, and then carry like 4 liters with me. Not enough water in the desert, man. That's a fact. Okay, laden with way too much water on my back, which is technically probably not enough. I carry on. The next possible water source, 16 miles, supposed to be a muddy pond. Or 17 miles, yeah, 17. So, you know, hey, wandering in that direction. Somehow doubt I'm going to make it that far, because that's more than a 30-mile day, not counting getting a little lost. So somewhere near there. I'll probably be using that poop water for coffee in the morning. So I got distracted by piles of bones, as I do. But this one's curious to me because they're all bleached bones, you know, been there for a while. And then there's this. I'm pretty sure that's a cow leg, but I don't know. It's hard to tell, not attached to the animal. That's a really big hoof. But it's still got the, you know, the meat on it. Nothing ever eats feet, though. I've seen tons of animals in the woods, and everything's eaten but their face and their feet. But I find that kind of strange, because I don't think these are fresh bones. Oh man, this shit, those look old as hell. Where's the rest of you? Doesn't smell like anything. Oh. Anybody want a souvenir? Carry it out for him? No? No? Okay. I can't tell if somebody's trying to do a water cache here or this is just litter. But it's like literally a mile from the... Oh, what? Call for our shuttle. Laundry, beer, room, what? Leopard frogs, huh? Keep my eye for them. Alright, but why would you put a water cache, especially one as crappy as this, a mile from the water? I'm going with that's not a water cache because, yeah, those are mostly empty. That's kind of weird. Hey, did you know this bear country? I see a lot of their poo, but I don't see the bears. Okay, so I believe I follow this, and then I make a left up here somewhere for my alternate. So that road is the CDT, and this one's the Pytown alternate. Looks like it was freshly graded, so it might be easy road walking as far as it goes. Hear those things buzzing. So I'm like 3 or 4 miles into the alternate, and Pytown is at like mile 40 or so on the alternate. So I won't be making it there tomorrow. Now I'm going to try to push out, you know, a few more miles today, get into the mid-20s or so. And that, I can't remember what it's called, it's some sort of ranch. But it is supposed to be about 12 miles before Pytown. That I can make tomorrow. Hopefully it's obvious because it's not on the map or anything. But, you know, if they want business, it'll be obvious. It's donation based. I generally don't like do donation based. You know, I go and I do chores and stuff. I hate, you know, I don't like giving money if I don't have to. But since this is a new place, they probably have all their chores done. But if they've got any, that's what I'm going to lean towards. If not, I'm willing to pay cash for some steaks. Alright, it's about 5 o'clock or so. I don't have anything interesting going on, so I've been taking pictures of the clouds around the sun because they got little rainbows going on in them. But it's just a boring road walk, man. So I'm maybe going to walk for like an hour or more and then start looking for a campsite. I don't think it's going to be hard to find a campsite. This isn't the side of mountains or anything, but who knows, in an hour I might be on the side of a mountain. I don't know. But I'm not picky, so really anything flat will work. I do like a fire ring and all that stuff already built for me, but you know what? I don't really need it. I don't know. I'm just going to wander. So I'm getting back to my stopping point. I am a little concerned about Jandals. You know, he would have caught up hours ago. So hopefully everything's all right because he owes me dinner. And that's what he feels guilty for getting, you know, drawing me off trail 1 mile. And then maybe the other time he drew me off, it was like almost a half mile. You know, but they were right after each other. So he's hating himself. So he's like, I'm going to buy you dinner when we get to Pytown. There's only one restaurant, you know, but I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, because I didn't care about it anyway, man. But free dinner? So he better not be lost, hurt, or anything, you know. He owes me dinner. I'll have to go back and find him if so. So I'm a couple miles beyond where I planned on stopping. It's because every time I get somewhere, I'm like, oh, this is flat, this will do. I stand there for a second, and cold wind comes in and just kicks my ass for a few minutes. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Let's keep walking. Maybe we can find a spot that, you know, because there are all these things called hills and trees around me. You think a couple of them would block the wind for me, but nah. So I'm just going to keep wandering. As long as it's downhill. I'm not going uphill anymore. You know, as long as it's downhill, I'll keep wandering. And then just, you know, take what I can get that's the best, or the least worst. Hey, see, there's CDT logos on these trees. I am not on the CDT right now. I gotta check my maps. I'm not on the CDT right now. I am miles from the CDT, yeah. And they're like, yeah, those CDT blazes around here. So it seems, as far as I could tell, you know, that they have blazed more trees not on trail than actually on trail. They're really bad at their job. That's PCT was pretty bad about it, but no. They're actually golden in comparison to how these guys mark trails. Because it's one thing to not to have blazes, okay? Don't have any. Get rid of all of them, and we'll just figure out our way north. But stop putting them places I'm not supposed to be. Oh, there's like a thicket of small trees over there. I'm aiming for that. And it's going to have to be good enough, and I really mean it this time. I've gone a little over 25 miles. That's more than enough for me. I ain't trying to prove nothing. And that puts me within reach of whatever that farm I'm trying to get to tomorrow is. So yeah, that's maybe half mile away. And little trees block wind better than big trees anyway. Big trees are too tall. You know, so I'm hoping them little trees help me out. Because I'm kind of sick of waking up windy and cold. This morning it wasn't windy. That was really nice. It was pleasant. It was mildly chilly but not hellish. If there's this kind of wind that's going on right now in the morning, it's going to be all freezing and just crappy, and you know, it's no fun to wake up to. So I just want to get out of the wind, man. I kind of hate wind. It is my most hated of all the elements. You know, rain is kind of annoying, but if you mix rain with wind, it becomes intolerable hell. Snow is pretty. Throw wind inside of it, and it's hell again. Wind sucks. It is the worst element there is. No more than gentle breezes should be allowed, man. We gotta nip this wind problem in the bud. Suck it all up, turn it into energy, man. Screw you, wind. I always love the names they give places. Slaughter Mesa. Remember, you can't spell slaughter without laughter. There's a whole lot of death on the CDT. I mean, I don't even take pictures of all the bones, because a lot of times it's just like you look off, and there's bones strewed about. But this one happened to have a skull, so I had to come over and look. Spine, all that fun stuff. Bones everywhere, even by where the cows have to drink. There's bones. Like, was there a rotting cow there when they were coming to drink for like weeks? Crazy. There you go, I stick it up on there as a warning to others, or as art. Call it what you will. Moo! Didn't even leave me a steak. Selfish bastards. Okay, I'm still trying to escape the wind. It doesn't know where I'm at right now, so shh. It hasn't hit me in a few minutes. So I'm going to go try to find a campsite right around here somewhere. I'm not walking far. There's flat land and, I don't know, 100, 150 yards. And that shall be my camp. I don't care. Unless a cold wind. No, even if a cold wind comes in, because I can't ditch it, man. Cannot ditch it at this point. So this might be the one and only spot in all of New Mexico that isn't windy 24/7. Oh, that's a huge clearing over there. Just asking me to start a big fire in it. Oh, is that a fire ring? Oh, yeah. All right, problem solved. Chatted with that nice guy right there, and he told me there's a much better campsite that is more than likely out of the wind up in a quarter mile. Because the campsite I was headed to, I rejected it. There's a bunch of tire tracks leading up to it, and it's a huge open area where people have cleared, so you can park your cars in there and I guess have a bonfire in the middle or something. So it was just too exposed. It looked nice, and then when I got over there, it just became breezy instantly, even though it's literally 30 yards, 40 yards off the road. So I'm going to wander up here. He also said there's people camped up here. I don't know if that means they're hikers or not, but it doesn't really matter. If they got a decent campsite, I'm moving on in. So I was telling that hunter, because when I stopped him and said, "You hunting turkeys?" He's like, "Yeah." He got excited like maybe I'd seen one. I was like, "Dude, I've walked a lot of trails in my time. Heard a lot of turkeys. Haven't heard a single one out here, and you're like the 60th turkey hunter I've seen. And they haven't seen any either. I think you guys done got them all." He's like, he's just driving up and down the roads in hopes of seeing a turkey off to the side to shoot. So he's driving along on his ATV with his gun, with his rifle across the front bars, so he can just pull that thing out and blow a bird away if he sees one. But I have not heard a single turkey. And we all know I've been awake all day. I don't do no headphones, no nothing. So if there was a gobbling going on, I'd heard it. Not one out here yet anyway. Heard them on other trails, just not this one. I think they done hunted them out. Way too many hunters for the amount of turkeys there are. Thought there were things in place to stop that from happening, but I mean, everybody I run into, I assume they're like hunting different things. I'm like, what you hunting? Everybody said turkeys so far. Everybody. And everybody's like, no, I haven't seen one yet. Haven't heard any. You know you're desperate when you're just driving around the roads, like looking for something to shoot. Oh, when he said campers, because I was like, hey, you seen any hikers or anything? He's like, oh, yeah, there's some people right up there. They're in a fucking Winnebago. They're not hikers. We can go up and chat them up anyway. Okay, so I'm here with Martin. I saw him sitting on the side. I came over and talked to him, and he gave me chili with beef in it. Awesome. So I'm going to hang out with Martin here for a little bit. I'm hoping Jandals comes down the way, but, you know, he had a fire, and he's really friendly, so I wanted to hang out with him. Thank you very much, sir. You're awesome. So glad I ran into Martin. He had beef chili, tomatoes, and onions, and carrots, and potatoes, big chunks of beef in it. I didn't even have to ask. I was just sitting there. I was like, hey, you mind if I cook some stuff? And he's like, well, I got this chili I'm not eating. It's a little too spicy. And I was like, oh, I can handle that. I am no gringo, and it was not spicy. I actually drank most of it. So turns out this is an actual campsite. There's like picnic tables somewhere off in this direction. No, that's not it. Well, it's hiding from me now, but somewhere right back there, there's an actual privy. So that's pretty cool. He says there's toilet paper in there and everything. I bring my own, but it is nice to know. So I think I'm going to start my own fire. I was going to go back out and hang over with him, but I think I'm just going to start my own fire, set my stuff up, or maybe not even start a fire. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go to sleep, man. Wake up, go to the ranch tomorrow, or the farm, or I don't even know what it's called. Ranch. I want to call it ranch. That sounds better. I am a little worried about Jandals. He totally should have been here by now, man. So I sent that other hunter out looking for him. He's got an ATV, and I was like, hey, man, if you see him, and I described him, I was like, let him know that, you know, I'm just up here. But, you know, he might run into Jandals 5 miles down the way, because that guy hasn't sped back yet, you know, and he said his camp was way down here. He's just driving around looking for a turkey to shoot. Hopefully Jandals doesn't look like a turkey to him. You think these things are going to get me hit during hunter season? I've wondered about that. Walk along minding my own business. But I got a neon green pack and hunter orange gloves, so coming and going, I'm bright. Yeah. Okay, so let's set up camp and maybe go hang out with Martin again a little bit. He's a cool guy. He listens to great music, too. Lots of 70s music going on. That's my genre, classic rock. That's where it's at, man. Okay. Nice spots to set. Oh, see, there's the privy. Right there. Yeah. I'm going to poop in style in the morning. Screw digging those holes. Actually, I don't even mind. It's second nature by now, it really is. You just don't get to sit there and enjoy it. Same way it's like, you know, sitting there on the toilet so long that your legs go numb. You don't get that in the woods, you know. Because if you're squatting so long that your legs go numb, you're screwed in the woods, man. Oh, you got to stand back up, you know, because you're way down on the ground. But anyway, enough talking about poo. I'm going to set up. Okay, camp crawler for the night. That's the fire I'm going to go hang out at. Martin's a good dude. He noticed I was having problems with my hand. And he's like, oh, man, I welded for years. I've got this awesome cream lotion stuff, you know. And it has helped out because my left hand is getting bad. My thumb doesn't bend past that anymore. This finger, I can only get to there because the skin's just splitting open, actually all over the place. It doesn't show up in video near how it is. But everything, it's like my skin has become paper thin. Just the spot on my finger that I push the buttons on my phone has broke open. Everything's killing me. So these two fingers, well, the thumb and the finger are almost useless. Everything else still works on this hand. So that's how I've been getting by. But everything's harder, man. I don't know how to button buttons, and my shirt's a button up. You know, I'm just using these 3 fingers because these ones are just worthless right now. Oh, well, it'll all come together eventually. But, you know, he did give me it. My hand feels a little better. So hopefully it slows down the cracking a little bit. But yeah, my hands feel gross. Those are not my hands. My hands have never been this bad. Even when I work construction. Yeah. So I went back over and hung out with Martin. And he noticed Jandals going by. I didn't even notice him. Jandals had already passed. And he's like, hey, I see a headlamp. So I yelled out, Jandals! And he's like, Nightcrawler! So he was just going to go camp by he thought there was a water cache. There's not. There is not a water cache. But that's where he was headed. So, man, it's nice to know he's still okay. I assume so, but, you know, he normally catches up well before now. So I was a little concerned. My fingers are getting pretty bad. I'm having a hard time with everything. Tying and untying shoes is so difficult without a thumb. My left thumb is starting to crack open in a few places too, so it hurts pretty good. But so many, like, you know, buckles and snaps and zippers and all these little things you have to manipulate with your fingers. And my fingers are shredded, man. Shredded. They're just cracking open on me, and I don't know why. I've never had this problem before. So, I don't know. I'm going to moisturize them as much as I can, but I don't carry moisturizer with me, you know. I don't know what to do with that. Pee on them. You know, I haven't tried peeing on my hands yet. That fixes everything, doesn't it? Okay, so end of day 20, man. It got interesting near the end. Most of today was kind of dull. It was. Oh, it's not really cool hiking. It's just road walking, you know. It's road walking through kind of hilly area with trees, so people can kind of consider it a nature walk. But no, it's just down a road, man. Tomorrow, I hope there's steak. That's what I want. That's all I've been thinking about for days. Actually, hamburgers. I keep thinking about hamburgers. But this place has steaks, and Jandal says he knows how to cook a steak, so I will let him cook me a steak. That was nice. Okay, so I'm crashing out. I left Jandal to hang out with Martin. He's a cool guy, man, so, you know, they'll just hang out for a while, do their thing. Jandals has to cook. He ran out of fuel, so he needs fire. And I'm going to go to sleep so I can wake up, do a little bit of night crawling down a boring-ass road and get me to a ranch where I'm going to be luck out and they're going to be like, oh, we just made some breakfast. Would you like some? Yeah, right, because I would kill for a breakfast right now. There's not enough towns on this trail, man. Breakfast was like my great motivator on a lot of trails, and now it's completely taken out of the equation. I haven't had breakfast in Silver City. That's not cool, man. Well, anyway, good night.